Call the meeting to order at 5:02. It's a meeting of the Fire Station Building Committee on October 16th, 2025 at 5 p.m. through the City Zoom platform. Chair statement is, this meeting is being recorded by the Fire Station Building Committee. If any persons present are doing the same, they must notify the chair at this time. Anybody else recording? Hearing none. Okay, call to order. Roll call. Butch Hawkins present. David Singer,
Present.
Mayor.
Present.
Thanks. Chief Strahan.
Yep.
Carol Collins,
Here.
present. Steve Drakulich,
Here.
Gene Wall,
Here.
Amy McMahon. Jen Stromson said that she can't make it. Jim Wynn.
Here.
And David Mascaratello. I have a quorum. Pete MacGyver, Neil Joyce.
I am here, Butch.
Thanks. And Dennis Ross. Dennis, Katrina's away.
Dennis, we're not getting any audio.
And Kai from Breakaway Energy is present. Very good. All right. Just a matter of information. You know, I think we're sort of at the end of the line here as far as committee work is for us. So it's not on the agenda, but for the next meeting, I'll put on, you know, an item to dissolve the committee. I think as Neil will attest to, and the chief, when they get a chance to talk, I think everything pretty much has been done. The few remaining things that need taking care of, you know, the city can take care of with the chief, and we can quietly step into the future. I wasn't sure we were ready for it at this meeting, so I just didn't put it on there. So the next item is approve the minutes for June 12th. I'd like to amend that item to include March 18, 2025. If there's a motion to.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Yes. David?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Chief?
Yes.
And Carol?
Yes.
Stephen?
Yes.
Yes.
And Jean?
Yes.
And Jim?
Yes.
Thanks very much. So the first item then would be the minutes for March 18th is Peter has sent out to everybody. I don't know if you had a chance to read them over or not.
A point of
It
order.
had been so long that I didn't realize we hadn't done the March 18th minutes.
Point of order, Butch, Stephen Nemricow is now present.
Hi, Steve.
Hi,
Thank you.
Butch. How are you?
If everybody's had a chance to look them over, is the motion to accept is presented.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
David,
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
Chief,
Yes.
Stephen, Nemricow,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Stephen Drakulich,
Yes.
Jean,
Yes.
and Jim.
Yes.
Good, thank you. Okay, the minutes now for June 12th. Everybody's had a chance to look them over, read them. Is there a motion to accept as presented?
Didn't we just, I think the point of order that the mayor is saying is, didn't we do that in the the two motions ago. If you want to do it again, that's fine, but for sanity reasons, did we do that 2 motions ago?
Yes.
Oh, well, I thought we included it in the, because it wasn't on the agenda for the 18th.
I see. It's okay. We can do it again. So moved.
Yeah, yeah,
Second,
all right. Second,
second,
all in favor, say aye. Aye. David,
Aye.
Mayor,
I,
Chief,
I,
Stephen Nimmercow,
yes.
Carol,
sure.
Stephen Draculich,
Aye. What the heck?
Jean,
Yes.
and Jim.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, Neil Joyce, owner project manager, maybe just bring us up to date where we are with the budget, and we must be at the end.
So no changes to the budget, Butch. We haven't processed any additional invoices since we last met. In terms of progress on site, I spoke with David Goodsell this afternoon. He was kind enough to grant me a 5-minute conversation while he was boarding a plane to return to the area. And David reports that the punch list, the outstanding punch list items that were required, completed by DA Sullivan and their team, have largely been completed. There are a handful of open items that are left. I believe he further reported that Adams was scheduled to come back and wire the thermostat for the fan in the outbuilding, and that work was scheduled to happen tomorrow. And I said, with his consent, we would request that H2M or Pacheco Ross come out and do a final punch list, back punch, and confirm, in fact, that everything is acceptable to the fire department. And with that, could make a final recommendation on payment of any unpaid balances to the contractor.
Perfect. Any questions for Neil? Chief, do you want to dovetail Neil at all? Seeing who's been in the building, and you're feeling that it's probably just ready to turn over to the city for whatever's left?
Sure, we're aware of a couple outstanding issues, but the majority of stuff that was on the punch list that came from H2M has been pretty much taken care of. I do need to circle around with Dennis to go over that list. We've been playing a little bit of haven't been able to communicate that. So, but I think with the next week or the week after, having a construction meeting, one final construction meeting to go over the minor issues that are left. There's a couple things like we approved back several meetings ago, one of the split units to be moved. That hasn't been done yet. That's on Adams. They'll come back and they'll take care of that. Adams, a different part of Adams was here working on the boiler and checking that out, and everything seemed to be up to speed with that. Most of the cosmetic issues have been taken care of. DA Sullivan had a couple folks here last week for the majority of the week and worked really hard to clean up some of the cosmetic issues. Cape Way Roofing has been here for some of the issues we had with that. We did have a couple leaks that were taken care of. So there's some cosmetic work that has to be done because of the small leaks. So that work is ongoing, but the majority of the substantial work has been complete or is in the process of having contractors show up on site to take care of.
Perfect. Anything you want to add to that, Dennis, at all?
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem coming out, looking at the punch list. However, the two people, Simon and Katrina, who are most familiar with it, are both out of country and will be returning by November 3rd. So if we can put that off until they come back, that's great. If not, then I will come out. Just gotta let me know.
Okay. So some of the questions folks have posed to me is the energy system, because of the cost of energy last year. So pretty much what you're saying is all those parts and pieces have been either added or rectified or readjusted to work as a total unit for heat and air conditioning, HVAC. So
Yeah,
Which we still haven't,
to follow that up, Butch, there still, I believe, once all of the work is completed, there still needs to be an effort by the commissioning agent to come back in and sort of reconfirm that all of those items are working as was intended.
okay, Chief?
I was just gonna say that the heating issues that we have, everything is in place and operational. The question of the energy use has not been addressed, and they're still trying to find the reasons for that. And I think Carol was gonna make a comment on that. But the stuff is in, and my understanding from what I've been told is operating appropriately. There's just, we still don't understand why there's an energy issue, but Carol may have more information than that.
Carol, can you
So-
add to, go ahead, David.
So I
Chief,
see
when,
where the next thing on the agenda, oh, I'm sorry, David. I'm
that's
not
all right,
David.
Carol. I just wanted to say something before you did, so it would make sense. Chief, when you say, what you just said, do you mean that you still don't know why the energy levels were so high over a period of time last winter? And now they're under control, or are things still not under control and you don't know the answer?
I am gonna defer to Carol because Carol has put a tremendous amount of time and energy, pardon the pun,
Wish I could pay it.
and effort into this, and she has a better understanding. The part that I do know from what I've been told is that the things are installed by design and are installed correctly to the best of the installer's information. The energy use is, Carol has no more information on that.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Carol.
So I see, we're on the agenda. I don't know if it's time to do that, but.
Yeah.
Kai is here, Kai Hold. We have been working with the project team, and so kind of in tandem with the update that was just given, a number of items have been identified, and they involve different members of the project team that Kai has been following up with, and we're getting information, and there are things in the works. And there are a few things that we're seeing that are likely the culprits. And so I will stop there. I'll let Kai speak, and then we can answer any other questions.
Okay. Kyle, can you add to Carol's comments?
Not too much. I feel like you guys covered it. I guess the only thing I could add is that I'm planning to work with the commissioning agent once Adams is finished servicing the heat pump unit. We're going to work together and confirm that it's running right, and we're also going to do the final commissioning on the makeup air unit. Those are the two kind of key, big energy users. So that's we don't have a date yet, but that's going to be this fall, hopefully within the next 2 to 4 weeks.
Sure. Dennis?
Carol, can you tell us what some of those culprits might be?
Why? So one of them, so first of all, I think we should clarify that a lot of these are things that can't be done until people do their piece of it. So one of the reasons that the commissioning piece of it is waiting to be done is that the HVAC contractor, which is Adams, has to do their piece, which is in process, as was mentioned, but we can't do anything, or they can't do anything until that's complete. So one of the culprits may be that, but there's a DOAS. What do we call that? A unit? Direct outdoor
It's a-
air. So the
Direct
settings
fresh air,
on those, yeah. Again, I'm playing here. Kai knows this stuff for real, so maybe I'll, just jump in, Kai. I'll do my best.
Okay,
and,
yeah, just to clarify those two items. So there's a water-based heat pump that heats the apparatus bay that was not, it was started up last fall, but it wasn't able to run all winter. And that was one of the reasons why the energy use was high, because you have a very high efficiency piece of equipment that wasn't operational. That's one piece. The other piece is the fresh air unit. It's called DOAS, direct outdoor air supply, I guess. So that unit it basically came with factory controls. I don't want to get too far into the weeds here, but they haven't been checked yet. There's a lot of energy that thing consumes. It's basically, delivering fresh air to the building. So if it's not doing the heat recovery isn't working, or the electric backup heat isn't dialed in right, there could be some wasted energy there. So we want to just make sure that it's running as intended.
Right. And there was a couple of fans that ran all winter long, and those have been taken care of to
Correct. Yeah.
eject any hazardous fumes out of the apparatus bay area. Correct.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Any questions by anybody of any of those folks on any of those systems?
So, please.
Go ahead.
So thank you, Carol. So I don't understand. Is there going to be a future date when we're going to have specific information that will tell us exactly what did happen beyond the beginnings that we've heard today? And if so, is there something about waiting and the answers that has some implication to whether the building committee is wanting to seek restitution from somebody for the high energy costs?
I would say that is not something in my purview. Although if you want an opinion, well, no, I'm joking. But I think that really what it's been is these are not things that we can just do. We have to have these other members of the project team perform these functions that are required so that we can rectify things. So there's a 12-month period. I think you did bring up the time frame, and it's that's part of what Kai is doing is keeping in touch and making sure these people are responding and providing. We've already gotten several of the things. We did have a meeting, early September, where we brought everybody together, and right after that. So there've been a number of milestones met since then. And again, it's keeping on top of dominoes in a way of the next piece is we need this. There's sub meters, but that requires, again, Dennis knows this stuff too. I just, so I'm not trying to be evasive. It's just that it's hard to put a hard date on any of this because it is different people, but we do know, obviously, time has been of the essence this whole time, and it's just, this is our recourse.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
that
we're going into
helpful?
the second season, with the heating thing, and they've been in the building now for quite some time. It seems like it's getting a little long in the tooth to have some of these things taken care of when they've been identified as the problem. Is there any way we can shake their chain a little bit and get stuff going?
It was apparent to me sitting in the room. Everybody was being, I thought, very polite. It was apparent, it was Adams needed to finish their work, wasn't it? Did you think that?
They were,
We're
holding some things up.
We were
Yeah.
all being very kind and lovely, and that, everything works together because it's all one piece, and they needed to finish their work, and then the other people, I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't know what a DOAS actually is, but the other people can't check. The commissioning people can't check until, one thing goes, one person checks after one person's done, but that's the people that need to finish. That's all I would say.
And I will tell you that Adams has been on site the last couple of weeks
That's good.
trying to mitigate a couple of these issues.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. Do you have a
That's
question,
very
David?
good.
David? Yeah. I'm not insinuating that Carol, that you're not doing your job and you're not doing it well and you're not doing it in a timely manner. So take that off the table if it's even out there. I can appreciate that it might take a year to figure this out, and maybe that's the case. I guess so let's put, it's a process question. Here we are, the committee, we've been hearing about this. I think on some levels, this issue and the issue of the punch list have kept the committee open. Sounds like the punch list is done. This will not be done by certainly the next meeting, it doesn't sound like. So Mayor, I guess my sense would be that if the committee dissolves and there's some time later, Carol determines or the group determines that there's been a mistake made, that Mayor, you'll have to deal with it yourself. Because the committee will dissolve and the control of the fire station will be then with the city. So is that your understanding? So at least we know when we dissolve that we are leaving one possible issue out there.
So it would, when I heard, Butch say that, I wasn't happy. Because we dissolved the, library committee and then we had to pull it together again because we had two outstanding issues. So it would be my hope that we would be going until we solve this one thing with the energy use. One thing, because it's a big thing. In my opinion, that's a very big thing. Now, I'd like to just say that, you know, I'm not Albert Einstein and I've never been a mayor before or in charge of a building. So, and a lot of you have a lot of experience, but I walked into two buildings that one was finished and the other one, as you know, was finished just after I got in. But we did have something, we had solar on one and a sign that is still not working. And we did have to pull people together again to, you know, get those things going. And everybody's trying to get those things accomplished, but they're big things. And this, the energy inside, I don't know if, because there's lots of different pieces of this. You know, the fire chief here and the deputy chief, they're off trying to save people's lives. And that's their job. And, you know, Carol's in charge of energy in the whole city. We have other things that we're trying to do, like buying fuel efficient cars throughout the city. This group got together to build this beautiful fire station, and I think we should all stay together till we finished it. And I don't mean every little nook and cranny, but I think the energy use here, that was like a big part of that. I actually didn't know when I got into this that they designed buildings, you know, with EUIs. I think it's wonderful that they do and that we have such energy efficient buildings, but we aren't really quite close to what we designed here. And, you know, I don't know how they all work. Wonderful people like Dennis Ross here, you design them. It's fabulous. And somebody, whoever's in charge of maybe the OPM here, that he, you know, sort of directs people. Somebody has to put a little pressure on, you know, whoever it is, maybe that, you know, Mr. Adams, if that's his name. You know, somebody's got to lean on him a little bit and tell him, you know, get that thing done. I don't even know his telephone number. I've never been to one of these construction meetings. I don't know when they happen, but somebody's got to tell him, now you go get your work done so that the commissioning agent get their things done so that we have the building that's, you know, I don't expect it to be, if we said it was going to be an EUI of 40, I don't expect it to be, you know, exactly at 40, but it has to be close to that before we dissolve. That would be my expectation.
Sure, Mayor. Understand. I didn't mean to say that we were dissolving the meeting at the next meeting. I just meant to say that I would put it on the agenda for discussion. And if we're not ready to do that, we won't do that. And your point's well taken. Thank you.
I would agree with the mayor that, you know, you have certain expectations, obviously, so do we. Typically, you know, let's just say the building started off, everything was, you know, hunky-dory, all worked. The commissioning agent does what they do, and they try to do it through, you know, a full set of seasons. All right, so that you've got heating, cooling, and 2 shoulder seasons to make sure you're operating correctly. What happened in the fire station was there were things that were actually not installed, things that were missing. There were several issues, and I don't think the commissioning agent can just go out there and certify that everything's wonderful now. They have to see it operate and measure it over time, whether that's, a couple of months or a couple of seasons, meaning heating, cooling, whatever. The city still has ultimate leverage because you're withholding money on the contractor. And ultimately Adams works for Sullivan. So you're holding money on them, and that is the ultimate lever. All right, they're all out there, they're doing things, and I think that's all wonderful. However, until we know that it's operating, and operating properly over time, not just the day he's out there looking at it, I would not be comfortable, and I would not sign off on a pay application that's 100% until we know those things. Neil, please pipe in because I might be speaking way out of turn here.
No, I think your point is well taken, Dennis. And I think the other thing, anecdotally, if what we experienced last year was a result of the equipment not being completed and installed and programmed, coordinated correctly, then we should see different trending on the utility bills immediately. Like we should be seeing that now, not necessarily 3 to 4 months from now, right? And so I think we'll have some early indications that the efforts that have been done thus far have been successful and will yield fruit. And hopefully that will give the city some assurance that we're getting ahead of the issue and not falling further behind.
Butch, I have to drop off. I apologize.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
Bye, Jim.
David?
Great points,
Thank you.
Neil.
Neil, is there being money withheld? And if so, how much?
So, David, that's a great question. My understanding is that the contractor submitted his final payment for consideration last summer. The invoice was held for a number of months, and then it was short paid. And I believe that there was a balance of about $100,000 withheld from that payment. So I believe, I have not seen the exact accounting, but I believe that there is somewhere in the range of $100,000 to $150,000 right now outstanding with the contract.
Do you need any action steps by the committee to continue to hold it, or is that more within your jurisdiction and the mayor's jurisdiction?
No, I would need the committee's authorization, or at least the city's authorization, to process the balance of the payment to be made.
I see. So you hold it until we say it's okay to release it.
Yeah, well, technically, David, I don't hold anything. We forwarded the signed application, and there was an adjustment made after it left my office and was within the city, and the amount due was reduced because of these outstanding issues, and I think appropriately.
It's just a metaphor because I see it on your budget, so I think it's
Yes.
Right.
okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Is everything else paid in full? So this is the last. Okay.
Question was, is everything else paid in full? Neil, I don't know if you heard her.
We're seeing some smaller invoices trickling in from H2M, Pacheco Ross. We haven't invoiced you for our final closeout payment, or at least we haven't been paid for it. I think we've invoiced it now almost a year ago, but we haven't been paid, and that's fine. We're not worried about it. But at some point the the payments should be processed and paid out by the city, certainly when you're comfortable to do so.
Sounds good. Any further questions on any and all of that? Okay.
I wanted to, if I could just add just a clarification. I
Go ahead,
think
Kai.
this gentleman before said that we should be seeing a difference in the utility bills now, but I just want to point out that I don't think that's necessarily true. I think we will know more once Adams is done and once the commissioning agent is done. And we're definitely going to be, well, Carol and I will be reporting back as far as what changes have been made and what level of impact we expect from it. But at this time, I wouldn't expect the utility bills to be different.
Just got one and I'm always hopeful. The other project we've seen the changes, but not yet.
Here.
And the one thing, if I may, one of the reasons this took a while, all I see is an electric bill every month. Eversource, we didn't get an accurate bill until less than a year ago. So that was the first time that we had any indication that things were awry. And so that's unfortunate. We've had a similar issue with another building, and it was the same thing where we had gotten incorrect bills for 6 months and it delayed getting to the bottom of it, which has been costly, but we're getting back on track and we're very lucky to have Kai, and I'm feeling pretty confident that
This one does not look better.
well, again, I don't even have a year's worth of data. I'm looking at what the energy model was, and we're still about double that. So that's a little better than 2.5. But anyway, as Kai said, this is still getting there.
Okay. Thanks.
But I think we're all rowing in the right direction. Then,
Perfect.
As we
We'll be
say.
doing that. Okay. No public comment. So what do you think about a next meeting sometime in December, middle of December or something like that?
That sounds good.
That'll give time for Adams and
Yeah, that sounds good. Butch,
You know,
thanks.
folks to get the stuff installed and H2M to come down and maybe do a walkthrough between now and then. All right, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but middle, not too close to Christmas, obviously. Okay. All right. No need for an executive session. That's it for everybody. A motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Second,
all in favor? I vote yes. David?
Yes, thank you.
Mayor? Thank you, David. Chief? Stephen?
Yes.
Rico? Carol?
yes.
Stephen Draculich?
Yes.
Gene Wall?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Yes, it was great seeing everyone.
You.
Thanks, Butch.
Happy Halloween.
All right.
Thanks, David.
Yeah.
No problem.